Well, good morning, everybody. Sorry it's been so long since I put out a video. Things have gotten hectic. I'll talk about it on the way back. I've just had the devil's own time here over the last 6-8 weeks getting things working right and getting time to fly. We're in Quincy. I just finished breakfast. Figured I'd record the flight back, and we're just now taxiing to the runway. I'll fill you in on our flight, on what's been going on. I've been having maintenance headaches, and I've changed some of my checklists and routines to try to cover some different things. And anyway, there's a lot of construction going on here, so we're going to go down here to runway 36. We'll do our run up, and we'll take off. Headed back to Moline. It is Friday the 27th, I think it was. What time is it right now? It's about 9:30 in the morning. I flew down here this morning. I recorded the flight down, but my sound, I'm having issues with the sound, and I don't know what it is. But we're getting it all set up now. So here we go. We're going to do a run up here, and then we're going to cross over the 423 onto 3618, and we'll take off going north. Wind is out of the northwest at about 7. Not a big deal. Here's the hold short line where we'll do our run up. Alright, brakes locked, brakes, doors and windows closed and locked, flight controls are free and correct. A neat trick, thumbs for pilots that might be learning, or if you want to remember which one is supposed to be up, put your thumb straight up, grab the yoke, point, that one's supposed to be up, that one's supposed to be up, pull back, it's supposed to be up. It's a silly trick, but that's how I remember it. Flight controls are free and correct. Flight instruments are 014. That is correct. That is correct. Our desired track is going to be 20 going home. That mixture, we're going to leave it lean. There's another thing I'm working on is I'm changing how I operate the engine. I'm kind of buying into Mike Bush's stuff. Throttle 1500 RPM. All right, now to 2. And we'll check this mag, or check the EIS. It's good. Mag is good. Carb heat is good. Oil temps, oil pressures, everything looks good. Back down to idle. Good idle. Back to 1,000. Okay, pre-takeoff checklist, circuit breakers are all in. Trim, final check. Radio, we don't have a tower, we'll just call it. Next frequency is set, transponder is set, flaps are up, floor is clear, primer is in and locked. And we'll get this on, we'll richen that up when we take the throttle. Friction lock is good. Pitot heat we don't worry about. Lights are coming on. Landing taxi fuel boost pump we'll get. Takeoff checklist, call the tower. So we're in taxi into position. This is another change. We're going to hold the brakes. We're going to run it up slowly, about half. Check all gauges, release the brakes, and do our rollout. We'll rotate. We're going to climb out at about 135 miles an hour. I'm having problems with number 3 and number 4, and that goes to that maintenance issue we're going to talk about. Try to keep the cylinder head temperatures below 400 degrees. Fuel pressure, trim, okay.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa taking runway 36, departing to the north, Quincy.
Make sure we look around, don't see anybody. Okay, so fuel boost pump on, mixture rich. This is runway 4, we want to go on to 36. And they kind of meet here. 4 is a long one, is a good one. 36 is another good one. All right, we're on runway 36. Get off of 4 here. And we'll come up here and we'll do a run up or check everything before we commit. All right, runway 36, that checks. 5,400 feet remaining. All right, everything looks good. Fuel pressure, everything looks good. Off we go. Advance the throttle the rest of the way. Airspeed is alive. There's 70. There's 80, she wants to fly. 85. Brakes. Gear coming up, let's pitch for 105. Flaps are up. Cylinder head temperatures are looking good. Currently 370 and climbing. Oil temp, everything looks good. There's 380. Let's go ahead and we're going to crack just a smidge of carb heat to help richen the mixture and bring those temps down. And let's get cruise climb going. .500 RPM. See, my fuel flow is where I'm having issues, and we're going to talk about that. I've been trying to correct this now for 2.5 months, 3 months. We're going to go to 5,500. It says 18.9. Now I do have a little bit of carb heat in there, trying to richen that mixture up and keep the cylinder head temperatures down, under 400 degrees. But we should be seeing 22.5 to 23.5, somewhere in there, gallons per hour. So that tells me a couple of things. I'm only making 85% horsepower, is one, because I'm only burning a certain amount of fuel. And that's what's causing my number 3 and number 4 cylinder to get hot. Yeah, we kept it below 400, that's good. We got a nice clear area. We're going to climb above these little puffy clouds until we and then we'll turn on course. I just don't want to keep my distance from them. A few little bumps here, nothing major. And the bumps will stop as soon as we get above these little puffies. They're just starting to form. Everything's looking good. Cylinder head temperatures are staying below. Go ahead and take off some of that carb heat. Now the cylinders are use airflow. We're going to go to 5,500 today. All right, let's turn towards Moline.
Quincy area traffic, Comanche 6928 Papa departing the area to the northeast, Quincy.
And we'll switch over to Kansas City.
Good morning, Kansas City Center, Comanche 6928 Papa, indicating 3,700 in the climb off of Quincy, headed for Moline. Request flight following.
Okay, give me your call sign again, please.
It's Comanche 6928 Papa, sir.
I do that every time.
November 6928 Papa, Roger, squawk code 1725, Quincy altimeter 3014.
1725, 3014, thank you, sir.
November 6928 Papa, you're ready to contact about 8 miles north of Quincy Airport, Area 4300, and you said you're Comanche going to Mike Lima, India, is that right?
That is correct, sir. Altitude checks, and I'm headed for Moline, yes, sir.
There's 4,500.
November 6928 Papa, Roger. Just remain this frequency for advisories, please.
I'll stay with you, 6928 Papa.
Okay. So we're at 4,600 and climbing. Cylinder head temperatures are looking good. We're going to close off
79 Charlie, Charlie. Can you
carb
set
heat
7,000
completely.
to get you clear some traffic, then I'll get you back down to 6 when you're clear.
Yeah, that's fine, 9 Charlie, Charlie.
Number 79 Charlie Tower, thank you. Climb maintain 7,000.
7,000, 9 Charlie, Charlie.
All right. There's 5,000 going to 5,500. Autopilot's got the heading. We're just controlling altitude. Garmin is coming out, and they finally listed the Comanche on their new autopilot system. So I think I'll be upgrading in the near future, the next couple years anyway. So I'm saving now for it because it'll do altitude capture, all kinds of stuff. That this is great autopilot. Don't get me wrong. It doesn't do all of that. There's 5,300 for 5.5. $5,400. Start our level off and acceleration. All right, let's take some trim in because we're speeding her up. All right, at 5,500 feet, 75% is 23.3, 2350. A little bit too much nose down trim there. And we'll let her speed up. All right, 23. .8. $23.50.
Kansas City, good morning. Cessna 9883
right.
Alpha 6.5.
Number 9833.
A little bit of nose up trim,
morning,
feels
Quincy,
like.
Number 3014.
Put on altitude hold.
0.14, thank you.
All right. And we are set. Okay. So, I hope everything is recording. I recorded the trip down, like I said, but it didn't, the sound didn't work. I got to play with that. I got a new sound recorder. Now I'm using my iPhone again. Hopefully it's working. So anyway, where have I been? Well, I have been traffic 2 o'clock. Weird enough, maybe that was my own shadow. That happens from time to time. So, I'll give you the background here. Okay, I don't see anybody, so it might be just, let's go back to February when I did my annual.
Number 65125.
As you guys know, number 5 cylinder went bad on me. The exhaust valve.
12525.
I don't know if I fried it or what happened to it.
Kansas City Center, November 79, Charlie, Charlie. We can
But
stay here for a little while if that doesn't conflict with
it
79 Charlie, Roger. I'll just leave you
it
there
got
for
me
a little bit.
thinking,
actually faster than I thought.
and I started
Okay, good.
paying closer attention once I installed this engine monitor. I started paying closer attention to cylinder head temperatures. I started doing research, and I found Mike Bush's stuff. Matter of fact, I read his book. Pretty good book on engines. I read his book. Now I can't do everything that he advocates. Like I don't want to run lean a peak. I might test it at some point, but 100 degrees rich a peak is good for me, which is what I was doing. But I think on takeoff I was getting my cylinders too hot. So what I've been having is when I burnt the number 5 cylinder, I started trying to figure out why is that happening. I started watching cylinder head temperature more closely, and my cylinder heads were getting up 425, 430 in the climb. I said, why? So I looked at the baffling, looks good. I checked the fuel flow. So I had to do those 3 2-hour flights. You guys were along for all of them. And got this thing zeroed in to where I am within 1/10 of a gallon an hour. That's how accurate it is. And it reads just a smidge high. 1/10 of 1 gallon an hour. So I know that the fuel flow is accurate. The problem that I'm having, as I explained when we were taking off, is I should be burning 22.5 to 23.5 gallons an hour. Full throttle, full mixture, full RPM. Those cans, those cylinders are X number big. They should be pulling in X number of air, which should be pulling in X amount of gas. Right? Well, I'm only getting about 18.2. And that's what I think is causing my cylinder head temperatures to rise so drastically. So the first thing I did was started thinking back. All right, what could it be? Well, it can be a lot of different things. Could be the intake, could be the carburetor, could be the riser pipes, could be the jets in the carburetor, a lot of different things. So I started thinking back, and I remember when I did my first annual on this plane, they said, Heritage said you got the wrong part number on your carburetor. And I went, oh, well, I suppose that could happen. They put a rebuilt or an overhauled carburetor from a shop that wasn't Marvel Shebler. It was another shop. So what I noticed when that happened is that last inch of throttle travel, when I first got the plane, it would really scream. I mean, that last inch, you could feel it come in. And I didn't get that anymore, but at the time, I said to myself, well, Mike, you're getting used to the plane. I went from a 172 to this. You're just getting used to it, and you don't notice it as much. It's the right part number, so on and so forth. It should be fine. So I wrote it off. Didn't think anything of it. Now that I started noticing this, I thought back to that and went, you know, God, maybe the carburetor they put on there. So I called Marvel Shebler to double check part numbers and that type of thing. And they said, well, it could be that the carburetor they put on there, since they are not the OEM, they didn't bench test it, flow test it. And I went, okay. Maybe when the guy was overhauling it, he put the wrong jets in, or he did something. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can have a bad day. So I ordered an overhauled carburetor from Marvel Shebler that I know has been bench tested and is good. And I went back up to Heritage, and I swapped carburetors. And at the same time we did that, we checked, you know, is it full mixture? Is it actually going full throttle? All the rest of these things. It all was looking good. Everything was. So I thought, okay. So we tuned everything, took off, and one of the reasons I haven't been flying is my in-laws have been with us for about 45 days. So every time I went flying, I had a passenger because my wife's dad, he likes to fly. So anyway, I go take off and no difference at all. And I went, all right, that's not it. You know, I just spent quite a bit of money, and that's not the problem. So then I go, well, all right, maybe it's the air cleaner. I got a bracket air cleaner when we were taking it out to replace the carburetor. I said, you know, it's pretty sticky. It could be that. So I went and bought one of these Challenger air filters and put it in. And that was 2 weeks ago.
258 Tango Charlie, Kansas City Center, at Quincy, altimeter 30.
Haven't been flying.
3014.
So today was my test flight on it. That hasn't corrected the issue. One of the things I'm doing to keep the cylinder.
6928 Papa, contact Chicago Center 134.5.
13.
No, let's go to, actually, I'm sorry, 135.6.
6928 Papa over to Chicago Center 135.6, sir?
Yes, sir. Have a good day.
Thank you. Chicago Center, Comanche 6928 Papa, level 5,500.
Number 6928 Papa, Chicago Center, Roger. The Burlington altimeter 3012.
3012, thanks, sir.
Okay, so today was the test flight to test that new Challenger air filter. Didn't correct the problem. What I'm doing to keep the cylinder head temperatures down is now after I take off and I'm climbing out and they start to go up, I just crack carb heat, richen the mixture up. I'm still not getting the fuel flow. So the next item on my list is I think I'm going to have to go to Poplar Grove Aeromotive over near Chicago, and we're going to have to test the riser pipes. So the air comes in, the carburetor goes up, and is split by 6 different pipes. So I'm thinking, okay, my next step is maybe one of those pipes has a leak. I'm guessing it's 3 and 4 because they run the hottest, and that's letting air in and leaning the mixture out. So that's the next thing to check. After that, I'm going to have to figure out, do I need to, if that's not the case, I'm thinking maybe I need to rejet the carburetors or open up the jet a little bit to get the fuel flow up. I don't know. I'll have to talk to Marvel Shebler again on that.
You're calling on guard, sir.
481 Foxtrot, got one field at Tango Victor Kilo, TVK, Centerville in Iowa, and then another field that's about 20 northwest of that, and then we'll be going to the Kansas City area.
Okay.
Okay.
very good. And I'll show that then for you.
So anyway,
and then landing in Kansas City.
That's been my kind of my just
back to Charlie 75.
Let's change tanks.
Your fuel stop before then, and as I figure out where that's happening, I'll let you know. 815 shot.
Roger.
Chicago FedEx, flight level 227 November Bravo.
Okay. 6 gallons.
November Bravo, Chicago Sun Roger, Burlington altimeter 3012.
3012, 7 November Bravo.
Southwest 1335, descend
So,
flight level 1900.
That's been my airplane ownership joy this year. It's been, I've owned it 4 years. This is the first summer I've had an issue where I just couldn't fix it quick.
Victor, Chicago Sun Roger, Burlington altimeter 30.
And that's about it. I hope everybody's been having a good summer. I hope this is recording, otherwise nobody's going to see anything. Anyway.
3316 Romeo, traffic off your right side, about a mile.
So some of the stuff I'm doing different. I wanted to mention that again. I read Mike Bush's book, and it has to do with mixture on the ground. I'm leaning just crazy lean, where it stumbles when I add power. On run-up, I'm keeping it lean. In flight, I'm still doing 100 degrees rich of peak, but I'm staying out of what I was doing before by leaning it, finding peak, and enriching it. I'm just going to go, since I know this is accurate, I'm just going to a fuel flow. I know it's accurate, so I'm not going to monkey with going into that. He calls it the red zone. He's got some webinars on YouTube that are really quite informative.
Where are you at?
I'm thinking to keep those cylinder heads cooler. Will hopefully save my exhaust valves.
I'll see if Chicago Sound that we're talking to is looking for you.
You know, if I can run it lean to peak, which I haven't tested yet, that's what I'll try to shift to doing it. But we'll see. It's carbureted.
I'll be right back with you.
So some can, some can't. My true air speeds are looking good. I'm happy with performance. I got a whole new bunch of power settings and performance charts.
628 Papa, VFR traffic 11 o'clock, 5 miles, clear speed maneuvering. Looks like southwestbound right now, type and altitude unknown.
6928 Papa, sir. Could you give me the distance again?
Yeah, about 5 miles, 11 o'clock and 5 miles.
Roger, sir. I'll keep an eye out for him. 6928 Papa.
Okay, you might be down low. November 9150 Victor, VFR traffic just past one of the top you now. Southbound altitude indicates 10,700 unverified.
Okay, we'll keep an eye.
He could be down below the clouds. These clouds are building up. I might have to get a quick pop-up to get back into Moline. We'll see. We'll keep an eye out for him. But anyway, yeah, true airspeed. I wanted to check that again.
RV 762 Alpha.
All right, we're indicating 160.
And November
2.
78 Tango Sierra, Chicago Sun Roger.
We're at 5,500.
Southwest 1335, contact Chicago Center on
The
135.15.
altimeter is 302. Outside air temperature is 11 degrees Celsius. 153 knots, and I should be what I think I'm going to get. 5,575, 152 knots. So hey, we're 5 knots short of book. Okay. All right. Okay, so that is now 800 foot below us, and he is still 5 miles out. So we should be good. 700 foot below us now, so maybe he's climbing, but he's still 5 miles away. What's his ground speed? 122 knots. I've got an 10 knot headwind, down a little bit lower. He's probably 120 112 knot, 113 knot airplane. I shouldn't be an issue. He shouldn't be able to catch me now, even if he turned right towards me. Yeah, there's no way. Okay, so that's a non-issue. Oh, and I did mention the Garmin autopilot. Got it. We're on their STC list. So a year from now, we'll have an autopilot that can climb and descend and follow the glide slope down. It'll be quite interesting. All right, let's get ready for our approach into Moline. We turn this over before too much longer.
For 6928 Papa, the VFR traffic I called no factor for you.
Roger, 6928 Papa, thank you, sir.
You bet.
Visual approach and use landing and departing runway 27. Chairman taxiway hotel closed between taxiway hotel 1 and taxiway hotel 4. Advise on initial contact, you have information Delta.
Number 6928 Papa, contact Quad City approach 133.27.
6928 Papa, sir, you have a great weekend. Thank you.
Thank you, you too.
Between taxiway hotel 1 and taxiway hotel 4. Advise on initial contact, you have information Delta. Quad City Airport information, Delta 1452 Zulu, wind calm, visibility 10, sky clear, temperature 21, dew point 14, altimeter 3010. Visual approach and use landing and departing runway 27. Notice Chairman taxiway hotel.
November 78030, contact Chicago Center 135.6. Have a good day.
Okay, so
135.6. Approach Silverhawk 14, 5000.
Silverhawk 14, good afternoon, Quad City approach. Advise when you have the weather at Muscatine and say requested approach.
Quad City approach, Comanche 6928 Papa, level 5,500 with Delta, inbound full stop.
Approach Silverhawk 14. We do have weather and NOTAMs at the airport. We're requesting radar vectors for the RNAV 24. Keep it tight. Just having a hard time finding the airport. Two clouds.
Silverhawk 14, roger. Flighting, I'd say a 080, vector for the RNAV 24, approach into Muscatine.
080, I'm heading Silverhawk 14, thanks.
Silverhawk 14, descend and maintain 3000.
3000, Silverhawk 14.
Comanche 6928 Papa, good afternoon, Quad City approach, Quad City, altimeter is 3011. I'm sorry, did you say you have information Delta?
Yes, ma'am. I do have Delta, and if I could get a pop-up IFR clearance to get down over this between this cloud layer.
Comanche 28 Papa, roger. Are you VFR at this time?
I am, ma'am. I'm well above.
Comanche 28 Papa, roger. Cleared to the Quad City Airport via radar. Descend and maintain 3000, and you can expect the spot code here shortly.
6928 Papa, direct to the airport, descend to 3000. 6928 Papa.
always idiots on guard, always. Okay, altitude hold off. Pull off a couple inches of manifold pressure here, and we'll start slowing down and descending.
Ocean 1687, standby.
Going 3000.
Quad City approach November 4058 X-ray. We'll be off the frequency for a couple of minutes.
Ocean 1687, turn right heading 180 and climb and maintain flight level 230.
Turn 180 up to 230, Legion 1687.
Quad City November 4058 X-ray.
November 4058 X-ray approach.
We will be off the frequency for a few minutes.
I'm sorry, say again.
We will be.
All right, we could get into some bumps into these clouds, but they're thicker than what I thought. If I was VFR, I'd be circling down here.
Elevation 1686, Chicago Center, 118.75. Have a good day.
1875, good day, Allegiant 1687.
Anyway.
Quincy 28 Papa, reset transponder squawk 0122.
0122 for 28 Papa.
Cloud City approach, November 4058 X-ray.
November 4058 X-ray approach.
We're back on this frequency.
Roger.
So anyway, the new autopilot, it'll descend at an indicated amount or an airspeed, all kinds of different things. So fly an LPV approach. So I'm very much saving for that, looking forward to it.
Warrior 2817 Delta.
I'm hoping this S-Tech 50 with altitude hold, although I don't know if you can resell them. I don't know. Hasn't given me any trouble, just...
Silverhawk 14, turn left heading 060.
060, Silverhawk 14.
This video is going to be a little bit longer than normal because I should shut it off, but while I was in cruise, there's just so much going on that I didn't, this weekend is the last weekend of Osh, so there's a lot of traffic because the weekend's supposed to be kind of cruddy. I imagine a lot of folks are headed home today that have been up there. That's on my bucket list, guys. I want to go into Osh. Gosh, my old plane, Captain Scarf, C-A-P-T-S-C-A-P-E or something like that, I think is how it's spelled. He's got Cessna 79879, which was my old Cessna, and he's on YouTube. And him and his wife, nice young couple. They've been to Oshkosh like twice. So I'm kind of looking forward to it. 3,900 for 3,000. We got to remember we're IFR. All right, let's do our pre. Anyway, you can look up their channel. It's CAPTSCA something. We have the ATIS. We got the approach plate.
Yeah, we did, but we can't stay away from the clouds to go VFR, so we're at 14.
No problem. Just wondering.
Got the GPS.
I'll have you turned on to the final approach course here shortly.
We don't. We're gonna go visual. We'll be down below these.
2623. Good morning. 4,000.
Time radios are set. Heading indicator. Approach timer. Fuel selector. We are on the fullest tank. Before landing checklist. We're going 3,000, right? Yeah, 3,000. Okay. Seat back. Shoulder. Emergency gear lever. Carb is good. Fuel pump, mixture prop, got it, gumps. Okay, so we got to get fuel and gumps,
Anyway, you can give us a turn now for Silverhawk 14, keep it tight.
Silverhawk 14, turn right heading 150.
150.
Yeah, look at all the traffic headed southwest. Everybody's coming out of Wisconsin. I'm going against the flow. That's awesome. I'm going to camp up there for a week. I don't think my missus...
14, if you can, continue right hand turn, heading 220 and 3 miles from Jolix, cleared RNAV runway.
I don't think my missus will be willing to camp for a week, but I will.
220 on the heading, maintain 3,000 till established, cleared for the RNAV 24 into Muscatine. Thanks for the help, Silverhawk 14.
Okay, there's 3,200.
855, level 4,000, direct salmon, request GPS 21.
Flashing, we're coming up on it.
KMLI 855, good morning, Quest City.
Going to be a little bit bumpy in them.
The approach into Galesburg, descend and maintain
3,100.
Descend 3,000, KMLI 855.
1,000 feet.
KMLI 855, 7 miles from Salmon, cross Salmon at or above 3,000. Cleared RNAV runway 21 approach into Galesburg.
Cross Salmon at or above 3,000, cleared for the GPS 21 into Galesburg, Gamma Jet 855.
Silverhawk 14, report cancellation of IFR on this frequency in the air or on the ground on 124.25. Change to advisory frequency approved.
Change approved, and we can go ahead and just cancel with you right now. We're under the clouds.
Silverhawk 14, roger, IFR cancellation received, squawk 1200, frequency change approved, have a good day.
Squawk and VFR change approved, have a good one as well, Silverhawk 14.
Squawk 20 departure, good morning ma'am. November 301 kilos with you passing through 1300 from 4000.
November 3801 kilo, good morning, Quad City departure, radar contact, VFR altitude is 0 discretion, and proceed on course, Columbia.
Cleared pilot discretion and cleared on course, Columbia. Thank you, ma'am.
Got the ATIS.
And Comanche 28 Papa, flight heading 030, vector for runway 27.
Heading 030, 6928 Papa.
Okay, so the GPS comes off, heading indicator comes on.
Experimental 58 X-ray, contact Chicago Center 135. Have a good day.
Contact Chicago Center 58 X-ray.
Quad Cities approach, Bonanza 256 Delta Whiskey at 4000, heading 360 assigned. We've got the weather at Galesburg.
Bonanza 256 Delta Whiskey, good morning, Quad City approach, roger, descend to maintain 3000.
Down to 3006 Delta Whiskey.
Bonanza 6 Delta Whiskey, say requested approach at Galesburg?
We'd like the VOR 21, ma'am, 6 Delta Whiskey.
Bonanza 6 Delta Whiskey, roger. KMLI 855, report cancellation of IFR on this frequency in the air or on the ground on 120.7, change to advisory frequency approved.
Switching over and we'll cancel on 20.7. Good day.
Cessna 5239er Delta, contact Chicago Center 135.6, have a good day. Cessna 5239er Delta, Quad City approach.
5239 Delta, go ahead.
Cessna 39er Delta, contact Chicago Center 135.6, have a good day.
5239 Delta 356, thanks for your help.
About 50 feet higher. Hoping I get an opening here, and I'll just cancel IFR and go down through it, but...
Comanche 28 Papa, you can expect the visual approach for runway 27, advise when you have Quad Cities in sight.
Roger, man, 6928 Papa, I'm looking for it, it's just, can you get me down another 500 feet?
Comanche 28 Papa, descend and maintain 2,800.
Down to 2,800, 6928 Papa.
Approach Camajet 855, we'd like to cancel at this time. Visual landing assured.
Camajet 855, IFR cancellation received, squawk 1200, frequency change brief, have a good day.
Squawk 1200, we'll see you later, Camajet 855.
Quad City, Mooney 9150, Victor, level 5,500.
Last calling Quad City approach, say again.
Mooney 9150, Victor's with you, level 5,500.
Mooney 9150, Victor, good afternoon, Quad City approach, Quad City altimeter 3011.
3011 for 50 Victor, thank you.
November 10 Lima Juliet, contact PRA
There we go.
approach 125.8, have a good day.
125.8 for Bonanza.
One more cloud.
Quad City approach 6928 Papa. Ma'am, I have the field. I just got to get out of this last cloud. I had it before I went in.
Comanche 28 Papa, Roger, just advise when you have it in sight and I'll have a clearance for you.
6928 Papa, ma'am, I have it in sight. Go ahead and cancel IFR.
Comanche 28 Papa, IFR cancellation received and resume on navigation to runway 27, contact tower 119.4, have a good day.
28 Papa, over to tower, thank you ma'am. Quad City Tower, Comanche 6928 Papa, about 7 miles south of the field, descending through 2,500, looking for a left base for 27.
Comanche 6928 Papa, Quad City Tower, enter left base and runway 27, clear to land.
27, cleared to land, 6928 Papa.
And 607 is ready in sequence on 27.
NASA 607 Quad City Tower, turn left heading.
All right, guys, we're down through that mess.
270, clear for takeoff, NASA 607.
NASA 607, traffic's a Comanche about 6 miles south of the field, entering the left base.
Copy that in left 230 for NASA 607.
Comanche 28 Papa, traffic Twin Otter departing prior to arrival.
6928 Papa, sir, I'll look for him.
Quad Cities Tower, good morning, Envoy 3492, I'll be ready at the end, runway 27.
Envoy 3492, Quad City Tower, roger.
Okay, we'll get down here. Looking about 1,600 feet, it's pattern altitude, and we'll get ourselves slowed down. And
Envoy 3492, turn right heading 310, runway 27, clear for takeoff.
go through our gumps. We got gumps and fuel.
Envoy 3492.
Comanche 28 Papa, additional traffic, regional jet departing prior to your arrival, caution wake turbulence.
6928 Papa, sir, I'll be watching for him.
Okay. Autopilot is off. We got that. 1,700 feet. That's low enough for out here. We'll There's a tower. That's over there, though. We're fine. Okay, there's 1331. There's 27. I see the regional. Okay.
NASA 607, contact departure, have a good flight.
Switching to departure for NASA 607, is that correct?
NASA 607, affirmative, contact departure 133.27, good day.
On NASA 607.
Okay. Level out. We're inside gear speed, gear coming down. Gas, undercarriage, mixture we're going to leave lean. Prop full forward. Looking for 100 miles an hour. Back off.
Envoy 3492, contact departure 125.
Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop.
All right, 2595, good day.
There's 100, first notch of flaps.
Envoy 3492 is with you out of 24 for 4,310 Eddie.
Okay.
And Envoy 3492 still with the tower.
Well, gee.
Okay, let's put the second notch flaps in, second notch in. Gas, undercarriage, mixture, prop. We leave the mixture lean. If we have to do a go around, we hit both. Turn base to final. Whee! A little bit of a bump. Okay, we're on glide slope. 90 miles an hour, that's where we want to be with the second notch. We're going to land today at 80. All right, we got good clearance. We're cleared to land, runway's clear. Go with the third notch. Ooh, she's gonna float. Comes. And dump it, and we're gonna make November.
Comanche 28 Papa, turn left at November, contact ground point enter.
6928 Papa, left at November, then to ground. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So, let's clean her up. Get her leaned out, etc., etc. Go to ground. Okay, after landing checks. Flaps are retracted, carb heat is off. Mixture is lean, pitot heat is off, landing taxi. Strobes. Fuel boost pump is off. Quad seat ground, Comanche 6928 Papa at November and 27 looking to go to the T's.
Comanche 6928 Papa, Quad City ground, taxi via November Golf Kilo, cross runway 31 to the southeast.
November Golf Kilo, clear to cross 31 to the T's. 28 Papa, thank you. Excellent. Excellent, excellent, excellent. Clear to cross 31, we are. Boogie on through. So anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the flight. Everybody says hit the smash the thumbs up button or whatever. And you're welcome to do so, but if you don't, that's okay as well. Those of you that might have gone to Oshkosh, I hope you enjoyed it. I'm jealous. Oh, I did have a new experience. That trip I took up to Iowa. I took a trip to Iowa here for a family thing about 3 weeks ago, I guess. And the runway was 50 feet wide, like 2,900 feet long, which is definitely close to my comfort level. And the 50-foot wide thing was just like, holy smokes. My wingtips are like 46 feet or something. Turning around was fun. That's when I wish I had a Cessna. You know, the wings are way up. No, it's all right. The runway lights and everything. Jesus. But it was a good learning experience. Just me and the plane. But it was fun. I'm going to the tees. I got the lineman waving at me, but I'm going to the tees. Let's see here. Matter of fact, let's call the fuel truck. Documents. Where's my doc? Oh. 13575.
Elliot's Moline, Comanche 6928 Papa.
28 Papa, this is Moline, go ahead.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Hey, I'm headed for hangar Echo 8. Could I get the 100 low lead truck over when the guys got a minute?
Sure can. I'll send them over here shortly.
Thank you, ma'am. You have a good weekend.
You as well.
We're supposed to be listening to that one. That one off. So anyway, I'm still have ongoing issue here with the fuel flow. The hunt continues to figure out what it is.
Ground AC 55, I'm sorry, 5496. Clear to Juliet to the terminal.
AC 5496, Quad City Ground, taxi via Juliet Mike, cross runway 31 to the terminal.
Juliet Mike, cross 31 to the terminal, 5496.
All right, let's shut her down. Throttle to idle, radio 121.5. Nope, we're good. Electrical equipment off. That means you guys, everybody, have a great weekend. Have a great week next week. We'll talk to y'all later. Bye.